Welcome back to another video. Today's mission is to see if we can make this universal intercooler fit on the Transporter. Reason I'm doing this is a couple of years ago the original intercooler gave up the ghost, and I bought a OE replacement one, but it had been damaged in transport, so one of the ends had been squashed. I reshaped it best I could, but the pipe hasn't stayed in, like it doesn't stay in properly ever. I ended up losing my temper with it, putting a self-tapping screw through it to stop it coming out, and it's been like that for a year now. I don't know if you can see down there, try and point to it. That's the boost pipe down there giving me grief. Even with a screw in there, it's still trying to pop out. Didn't want to buy another one because I'm fed up with the stupid Volkswagen clips. Got this for a bargain on the marketplace, and yeah, see if we can make it fit. Size wise, I don't think it's quite got as much surface area as the original one, but it's a lot thicker and it's fully aluminium, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be as efficient, if not more efficient. So yeah, let's see how we get on. First things first, we need to measure a few bits on the van and get some more bits ordered, and then we'll get going. So I just need to move a couple of bits out of the way to get to them. Anyone who works on their own 2.5 will know this side for changing the oil filter. You've always got to move this out of the way, take the boost pipe out of the way, just so you can change the oil filter on them. Bit of a faff, but once you're sort of used to doing it, they're not actually that bad. Another reason I want to get rid of that screw in there, because I don't want to have to fight that every time I want to change the oil on the van. Okay. This pipe on the gearbox side of the engine looks to be the same size all the way through, so I thought I'd pop the top off and I can measure here. That'll give me the right size, but I did also notice that my tandem pump's got a bit of a leak. Poo. Yeah, check out my other video where I rebuild one of these someone else for the seals. Looks like I've got to do it for myself now. Link to that video somewhere. Let's carry on with what we are doing though. Get the verniers out. Measure 60mm. Just confirm that in the end of the hose. Yeah, 60mm that side. I don't think this one's going to be the same because I can fit that over the outside at 60mm. So probably two different sizes we're going to go with. So because I've got a Caravelle bumper, I can just take my grill out quite easily. Can't remember if they're... I know you can on a normal bumper. I was thinking that they were part of the bumper, but they're not, are they? Make life a bit easier to get to this one quickly. Yeah, you can see the intercooler is not that old. So the other side of the intercooler, this one is a different size end to end. That one measures at 55, that end, and the intercooler end measures at like 65, so 10mm difference. Probably going to get 60mm pipe for this side and maybe one smaller just in case. Be nice if they're both the same size each side. Yeah, let's put it all back together, order some stuff, and then we'll check back in when we actually start putting it all together. We've had some deliveries, woo! We can finally get on. So I ended up just ordering 2 bends at 60mm. Just going to hope for the best that I can make them fit both sides. I bought some clamps to hold the rubber hoses on there. I've got a couple of different sizes of them because I wasn't sure what ones I'm going to be able to fit on once the hoses are spread over there. And I also bought a tubing bead roller in case I cut the ends off and then need to put a new bead on them to hold the pipes on. Not sure if I'll need it, but I've been looking at one for a while, so I thought, why not buy one? And yeah, so now we need to get the van jacked up and we'll start taking the front bumper off. Alright, it's jacked up, wheels are off, I've got to say under tray's off as well. Next thing to take off is these plastic wheel arch guards, because there's 2 bolts up in there. You don't have to take them completely off. I think I'm going to give them a bit of a clean behind, but yeah, a couple of screws there, a couple underneath, and then we can start on the bumper, which we have to pop these out because it's the Caravelle bumper. Fog light grills don't need to come out. Some bolts along the bottom, a couple of bolts at the back here from memory. But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll do the wheel arch liners first. So the best way I've found for removing these is a plastic trim tool. Get it in that back edge there, and then try and pop it all forward like that. As easy as that. So I'll try and show you if I can remember where all the bolts are before I start taking it off. So to start with, we've got one here, but you get to it from the back side there. Same the other side there. Then got, let's turn this light on, bolt there, another bolt in there, another bolt in there, another one there. You've then got, light's gone off, 2 10mm nuts there, that's the same both sides. And then finally underneath you've just got that one there, and one there. This is why I pulled the full inner wheel arch liner out. Look at that build up of mud there. Pretty common for all Volkswagens with these inner wheel arch liners to do it. Yeah, that would rot that away quite happily. So I'm going to give all in here a bit of a spruce up before it all goes back together. Also, I've got rid of my rear wiper, so I'm going to have to decide which one of these it is. I think it's that one. We'll blank that off. Knew I'd forget something. So one bolt I missed out on is there's a little bolt here holding the corner of the bumper in. The other thing to note is these ones up here, they're only held into the bumper by a bit of plastic. One of mine spun, and because it's a nylock nut you can't then get it off. Put a bit of tension on it, and I got some mole grips on there, and yeah, managed to get it off. Looks like it's ready to come off. Oh yeah, don't forget the wiring. So yeah, wiring, don't forget that. I think they all have this, but mine's got fog lights, so it's got a bit more. 2 big multi-plugs on this side. Unplug the fog lights, unplug the outside temperature sensor, and then it's just clipped to the bumper, put it off, and then you get it off. The other thing I was meant to say was, doesn't matter if it's a Caravelle or commercial bumper, the bolts are all in the same place. I can't remember what trims you have to take off on the commercial bumper, but yeah, they swap straight over, because yeah, that was a commercial front bumper on there, and the Caravelle one just bolted straight on. So now we can see the offending intercooler. As you can see, not very old, but yeah, that screw is all that's really holding that pipe in, because it's such a stupid fit. So yeah, let's put her off. So yeah, if you you look at the two, it physically looks quite a bit smaller, but in reality when you do the numbers, work out the total area and then the depth of it, because that's where it's a lot thicker. This one has got a much bigger surface area, so should cool a lot better. I don't think a bigger one will fit behind the bumper. Also the tubes that the boost is going through is much bigger, so it's got much better airflow. So I don't know if it's going to be better, but it should at least, you know, it should at least be as good, if not better. So we can only try, and if not, if this one works, I think you can get a bit deeper, so I can always use everything I've made to make this one fit and change it. But I'm sure this is going to be more than adequate enough. Plus anything's better than it currently leaking boost out of there. So got it mocked up on there. Cable ties just for mock up. Yeah, no, they're not going to be the permanent fixture, but I just want to try it all on here, try the bumper back on, see if these tanks are actually going to fit behind the bumper, or whether it's going to need trimming, or whether we end up abandoning project here. Yes, it's close, but I think it's going to work. So yeah, it drops it down behind the bumper a little bit more, but look, plenty of clearance, which means I can put a bit more of a gap here. And just see a cheeky bit of the intercooler poking through the bottom grille. I knew my measurements would work out. So the reason for measuring up the intercooler pipes earlier in the video is because they obviously normally they run these stupid clip design things. I'm gonna cut them off, which we can do now, and then yeah, use just a flared end of the pipe and a clamp, sort of like they are on other parts of the engine and like they are on nearly everything else that isn't Volkswagen in the world. Yeah, so I'm going to pull them out now, cut them ends off and start making these fit, and then we can start mocking them up where we want them. So far everything seems to be coming to plan.
This is the point where I've probably just cursed the whole project.
Yeah, ends cut off, fits in there all good, 60mm pipe. That one a bit tighter, but still fits, so start measuring up how long they need to be and start cutting. So, been playing around with pipe lengths, I think we're getting somewhere. Something that was throwing me off a little bit was I was trying to get the intercooler in the middle of the radiator, but also in line with there, and it wasn't making sense. Turns out the radiator doesn't sit in the middle of the van, so sod that. Anyway, yeah, we've got that one. Weld that on there. It's a bit tight there, but we'll probably try and bring the intercooler out a little bit. And this one again will go on there. That one I might, depending on how far I can bring it out, might have to have a little bit of a dent in there, we'll see. But at the moment I need to trim the length down that way and and then get to use the new bead rolling tool to do the ends of the pipe again. So we've got her on the bench, angles ready to go, elbows. Let's get them tacked on, double check everything, then we'll fully weld them. So all tacked up, cable tie mount still. I've also used some bits of cardboard to pack it away from the condenser, you can see there, which gives me plenty of room down there, plenty of room there. I've currently got a screwdriver there just to get it level where I want it to sit. Looks pretty cool. Let's try the bumper back on. While trying this on, the bumper fell off because it's only placed on, but it was quite tight to get on, so I thought it'd be fine. Scratched the death out of it. It's fallen on the driveway. I did want to get it painted, but it looks like I've definitely got to get it painted now. Anyway, job at hand. Definitely pushing boundaries now for space. I think we're going to take a little notch out of the bumper there and there, but other than that it should fit pretty well, and because it sits below the bumper shouldn't interfere with the grille. Yeah, it's behind this piece mostly, but with a lot of it hanging, or a fair bit of it hanging out the bottom, but you know, the airflow is going to go through it. It should be absolutely fine. Ends all on, it's together, good and strong. We're yeah, it's cooled down already, which is a good thing. That means it's dissipating heat quick. Let's start looking at mounting it. I'm going to use the original mounts on the van, so let's get out there and start templating some bits. So yeah, the original mounts use like a bit that hooks into there, and then another plate there that screws in, same the other side. So I'm just going to replicate that. I'm just going to make a tab for there, same that side. So hopefully relatively simple. Let's yeah, I'm going to grab some cardboard and start templating it up. Got a bit carried away, templated and cut out this side, but let's have a look. I've made them out of 3mm flat alley plate. That's what the original intercooler was kind of thickness wise for the brackets, so I'm going to go with that. Should be strong enough. But yeah, that's basically what it will look like. I don't think there's any need for me to put any holes or anything in it. Yeah, so I'm going to put it off, weld them on, then we're fixed, ready to do this side, which I'll try and record a bit more of. Darkness. That side's on, done. A bit of trouble welding it, don't know why. Dirt in the alley again or something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just not my day after the bumper, it's just issues. Anyway, yeah, templates. The ones from the other side pretty much are going to work. Like that, just need to take a little notch out of there. So yeah, I'm going to cut them out. Trusty little bandsaw. Makes cutting alley brackets out much easier than with a grinder. Couple of bits of welding to do. Just got to weld these tabs on now. This side I did earlier. Tacked these, tried it all on there, all works, all looks good. So yeah, let's get it tacked, let's get it all welded back on. It's getting a bit late now, so probably won't try it back on till tomorrow now. Here it is then, all welded up, ready to go back on. Tabs there, all welded. Bead rolled ends. Yeah, I might grab the other one so we can have a bit of a comparison between the two, but yeah, ready to go back on. So here they are together. So I mean, you can see the original intercooler's got a bigger sort of surface area on the front, but then if you look there, you can see how much thicker the new one is. So I mean, you know, you work out the volume of it, and this one's quite a bit bigger than that one. Also, that's a much better flow for the boost pressure and airflow than that. It's just literally like a 90. But most importantly, it's not going to have these stupid clips anymore. Just on there, clamp, you know, so I'm not going to be losing boost pressure anymore, which was, to be honest, the ultimate goal for this. So yes, hopefully it's going to be a little bit more efficient, but mainly it's just going to do the job it's meant to do, which that other one wasn't. So let's yeah, I think I'm going to one more try on the van, because I think the bumper's going to need a bit of trimming, and then we can start fitting it all back together and give her a run. So earlier on in the video, you might recall me saying about the front bumper stud spinning on one side. So this is the issue. Basically, let's see if you can see that. There's a bit of a spline on that stud, which just pushes into this plate, which is in the bumper. Over time, that becomes sloppy. So yeah, that spins. So there's nothing to hold that anymore. I've had this, I remember now I've got it off, what I did with the last one. I just put like a little blubber weld on there to stop that spinning. So same again, and then it should be good for however long. Well, I've got access to everything. I've decided on a couple of little jobs to do. For anyone who owns a 2.5 Transporter will know how much of a pain it is to get to the oil filter on one of these. You can see it's down there, and normally the boost pipe will be right in the way there. Power steering pipe's in the way, so done that whilst it's easily accessible. Changed the oil, filters, fuel filter, air filter, that's all done. What else have I done? Oh yeah, I blanked off the rear washer pipe because I've got rid of the arm off the rear screen, and yeah, cleaned all up in here. Just pressure washed it for now, which I'm glad I did, because you can see there's a couple of bits of corrosion starting to show in there. So I'm not going to do it now, but later on in the year I'm going to, or I plan to, clean the whole underside of the van and do like a rust treatment to try and protect it. It's not bad anywhere, but I just want to catch it before it does get bad. Here it is in all its glory. Yeah, there's definitely one thing I'd already do differently with this. I wouldn't have used 60mm pipe. Getting the hoses on is pretty tight. I'd probably drop down to like a 57, and then that'd actually make, you know, this radius here a bit easier to fit in. But anyway, we are here where we are. I put the hoses on overnight to kind of try and stretch them out a little bit, so we'll see if that makes life a bit easier. But yeah, otherwise I'm going to dread changing that oil filter next year. As easy as that. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, so it fits on exactly how the original one would into the original mounting point. It fits through the original hole pretty happily. Plenty of clearance there. Bit of a gap between it and the condenser. Again, clearance there through the original hole, and then the tabs on there. I think the bumper might need a bit of trimming, but we'll try that in a minute. So let's, first of all, I'm going to get those boost hoses on, and then we're going to start it up, make sure I've got no leaks anywhere and it all seems alright, and then we'll stick the bumper back on. Intercooler fitted easy, couldn't get the hoses on. Haha. So taking it back off, put the hoses on, positioned them, and then I'm going to chuck it in because you can fiddle it in and get it on, and then I'm just going to hope that this stretches over the next year and is easier to get off next time. If not, maybe I'll have to buy the silicone hose kit. I hope they're a bit bigger. But anyway, that's next year's problem now. Let's get this back on. After a bit of a fight with them hoses, it's all back together. So let's give it a start and see if it all sounds good. Seems alright, we won't know until it's on full boost under load, but it's a good test for now. Doesn't seem like there's any leaks anywhere. Let me show you what it looks like all done. Yeah, so boost hose is all in. I mean, you can't really see that one, so I've already put the coolant bottle back in, but down there, down here, well, the headlight's still out. Maybe. Yeah, it's all still there. We'll just we'll just get into oil filter next year. May have noticed as well, there's no headlights. They were looking a bit tired, so I've cleaned them up and re-lacquered them with a slight tint to make it look nice and fresh. So yeah, I think we'll just start reassembling the front end now. So here we are. It got dark, obviously, but I got it all pretty much buttoned up. Front end's all back on. So yeah, let's have a look. It fits. I didn't have to trim the bumper. It's close, but it still clears. So that was a bit of a result. Yeah.
You can also see there are no longer any scratches. These actually polished out quite well with a little bit of touch up, and you can also see the freshly lacquered headlights.
See it poking out the bottom there. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's hiding behind the bumper. But if you look at the original one, it's doing the same. You know, air is going to go in there. It's still going to go through the intercooler, because otherwise half of these cars' radiators wouldn't be efficient, because, you know, they're behind grills and whatnot. So yeah, that's going to be absolutely fine. yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. So all that's really left is to stick the grille back in. I've sort of arranged the clips as well so I can get to them by taking the grille out. Again, that one there, although I'm hoping to never have to touch that one, because that hose was an absolute nightmare. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. I'm gonna get the grille back in, and then we'll take it for a drive. So, van's all back together, and we're out on a bit of a road test, make sure everything's all good, see if it's made much improvement. I've done a little bit of driving already with it. Yeah, seems good so far. Main sort of differences that I've noticed is low down, it's not, it's probably not any punchier, but it's a bit smoother because where it hasn't now got a boost leak, and that's kind of where it makes all its boost, so that's a bonus. And then sort of higher up the RPM range, sort of 2000 RPM onwards, it definitely seems to pull a bit harder and a bit, yeah, goes a little bit quicker basically, which kind of makes sense. It should flow a lot better than the original one, so that's kind of where there's maximum airflow going through it. Yeah, I don't know about MPG really, to be honest, because I haven't driven it far enough yet, but yeah, all good so far. Let's give it a little squirt of power now. Yeah, seems pretty happy. It's not the quickest van in the world. It's had a map, and that's about it really. So yeah, if you wanted to go power hunting numbers, you'd want a bigger intercooler than what I've put on, but this is just to make it slightly better than stock and to get rid of them clips, and you'd want to then map it to sort of suit. But yeah, pretty pleased so far. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed watching along, seeing how I got around this issue. If you did, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and yeah, join us for whatever we start to do on the van next, or any other good project cars. But yeah, give some comments, and yeah, catch you in the next one.